Hey guys, and welcome to another wonderful edition of What's for Dinner. Today I'm going to be making homemade chicken tenders, or I'm going to attempt to make homemade chicken tenders. I'm not actually following a specific recipe, I'm following just kind of what I've done in the past and seeing how it goes. So in order to make chicken tenders, you're obviously going to need chicken! I'll also need to use flour, breadcrumbs, eggs, and an assortment of spices like Italian seasoning, paprika, salt, and pepper, which I'm going to get right now. Also going to add some onion powder to that. I didn't know I had onion powder until I opened up my cabinet. Now that we have our ingredients, we preheat the oven! 400 degrees. 400 degrees, that's at least from what I've used in the past. So the first thing now is I'm going to cut up the chicken. Going to get my trusty knife and open up this chicken. I'm going to cut it into thin strips the long way. This might take a while, so I think I'm going to speed this up. I almost cut myself. That would not have been good. Apparently they're cheering over in the apartment next to me. This part is taking just a little bit more time than I thought. Okay, I got one done, got one more. All of the chicken has now been sliced. Now comes the next fun part. So we throw away the chicken stuff that we don't need. We put the cut chicken off to the side for a moment. I'm going to wash my hands. Now once that is done, now we make the shaking stuff, or the flour, seasoning, salt, pepper nonsense stuff that goes on top of the chicken. We're going to do that now. To do that, I'm going to get a large plastic bag, and everything is going to go in here. So the first thing we want is about half a cup of flour. Get our measuring stuff out here. Let's get ourselves a half a cup of flour. Doesn't seem like a lot, but it'll be used. Gonna put that in the bag. Now we're going to add some paprika, some onion powder. It's quite a lot of onion powder, and some Italian seasoning. I'm going to add just a little bit more paprika to balance out the onion powder that I just threw in there. This does not seem like a whole lot, so I'm going to take matters into my own hands and I'm going to add a little more flour, and I'm going to make a mess in the process. Now I seal the bag, I'm going to shake it to get everything together. Alright, once it's all shaken nicely, you're going to bring your chicken back. You're going to season it with salt and pepper. Flip them. Once that is done, you put them in the bag of flour. Make sure you seal it nice and tightly so that nothing escapes. And then you shake it. Making sure that you coat evenly, or as evenly as you can, each individual tender. Alrighty, your tenders are in a bag. Now the next thing are eggs and breadcrumbs. You want to make sure you get 3 eggs, crack them into a bowl, and then whip them together, kind of like you're making scrambled eggs. Whip them together. Once you've whipped them together, you'll put the rest of them away. Get out another bowl, put your breadcrumbs in. Oh, where do these come out? I can't. Oh, there we go. I don't have many left, so I'm probably going to end up using most, if not all, of these. Yeah. Now comes the fun part. Actually, I'm going to take some of these breadcrumbs out. It does seem like there's a little bit more than I'd like. Now comes the fun part. Get yourself your cookie sheet or your baking sheet. I'm going to grease it. And now I'm going to remove the assembly line. Each tender gets dipped in the egg, into the breadcrumbs, and then onto the pan. Let me see if I can move this in a way that you can actually watch me do it. Well, you're not going to see my face, but you'll at least see my hands do it. Okay, so here we go. Got the tender into the egg, through the egg, through the breadcrumb, and on the pan. And then we just repeat. I'm going to speed this up to make the process quicker. And just like that, they're ready. It was really kind of a messy process, but they look pretty good. They're going to go into the oven, 400 degrees for half an hour. I'm going to flip them halfway through their time in the oven, which means about 15 minutes or so into their cooking, I'm going to flip them. So in they go. And now we wait. While the chicken is in the oven, I'm going to make some potatoes. Now I would normally make like French fries or tater tots, but since the oven is in use, I'm just going to make some breakfast potatoes, which will work for any kind of meal, I guess. These I can make on the stove, and they don't take as long. What I just neglected to show you was I coated the pan with oil. I set it on the stove, turn the fan on. Oops, put the fan on there. I keep the lid on because the oil tends to splash up when I dump them in because of the ice crystals. So this might be fun to watch. These cook pretty fast, so it shouldn't be too long. So it's been about 15 or so minutes since I put the tenders in. I'm going to take them out, I'm going to flip them, and then put them back in for the next 15 minutes. Sizzling. Alright, they've all been flipped. Now they return to the oven. The potatoes are doing well. They've been in there about 5 minutes or so-ish, maybe a little less. So looks like in about 10 minutes we're going to be good to go. So I took the potatoes off the heat. The tender should be just about done. Another 2 minutes or so. Let me check over here. They actually look like they're almost ready, so I'm going to say 1 to 2 minutes yet. Alright, here we go. We're going to take them out. Turn the oven off. These don't look half bad. I hope they taste the same way. I'm really excited to try these. They look really good. I got my barbecue sauce here. I am so excited for these. I hope they're good. Let's see. Here we go. Brilliant. A little dry, just a tad dry, but other than that, really good. I'm going to enjoy these. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time on What's for Dinner. Take care and God bless.